Welcome to Duality Gamecast. Today's episode, King of New York.
Welcome to Duality Gamecast. I'm Matt.
And I'm William.
Today we're taking a look at King of New York from Aiello.
King of New York is a giant monster fighting game where your goal is to collect 20 victory points or defeat all other monsters. On your turn, you're going to roll these 6 dice here. It's a Yahtzee mechanic. You roll, keep whatever you like, roll again, keep whatever you like, roll one more time. You have to keep the last result. On your turn, you can roll a couple different things. Hearts heal you if you're not in Manhattan. Claws deal damage to, if you're outside of Manhattan, to the monster in Manhattan, or if you're in Manhattan, to all the monsters outside of it. Stars, if you roll enough of those, you collect the Superstar card, and you can collect victory points that way. Let's see what else we have here. Lightning, that gives you energy, which is kind of like the money in the game. Skulls, which make military units attack if they're on the board. And finally, we have the building icon. This allows you to smash buildings in your area, or military units in your area. Then in your turn, you'll have to move to any other location on the board. If Manhattan's open, you have to move there. And then you can use your energy you collected to buy cards. They have varying abilities that let you fight better or to give you victory points. Play continues like this in a loop till one monster's left standing or someone's accumulated 20 victory points.
King of New York, the sequel to King of Tokyo. William, what do you think about how this game runs?
It's very familiar. It feels a lot like King of Tokyo with some extra. Basically, it's King of Tokyo doubled in terms of complexity, I guess. Because in King of Tokyo, there was mostly just you either hit monsters, you healed, you collect energy, or you got victory points. In this one, there's the military units on the board and that little bit of movement, which at first you're like, so I can just move anywhere I want on the board each turn? How does that matter? And then people start smashing buildings and there's military units and you start getting like, well, I'm down to just a couple of hits. I can't be over in this area because if anybody rolls a thing, all the tanks are going to shoot me. It seemed like it took King of Tokyo to like the next level in terms of you're caring more about what's going on the board. Because in King of Tokyo, you were either in it or you weren't. Yeah. In this one, you're always in it and you're moving around. And so I think that it added just a little bit extra that took it from being, like for instance, King of Tokyo to me is like a game that I could play with my nephew or someone who's really young. Play with anybody. This one makes it into a gamer game, I feel.
Mm. Yeah, it's King of Tokyo was much more abstract, I guess, where like you were either in Tokyo or you weren't, and that was it. And now with the moving around, like you said, you know, there's a spatial consideration to the whole game. You know, they kept things we love from King of Tokyo, the power cards.
Yes.
You know, and obviously, you know, being in Manhattan is key to victory strategies usually. And it's also the danger because people can hit you when you're in Manhattan. But yeah, destroying buildings is like a whole new thing to do. It's kind of interesting because they took away the numbers on the dice faces where, you know, which was a valid strategy, just try to roll those numbers and get victory points. But now you can just go around smashing buildings for victory points. And then they turn into military units, which you can smash those for victory points. But there's a danger because people roll skulls and those military units might attack you. So definitely like less abstracted, a little more of a tactical feel, I guess, to it because of the movement. They don't have the unique character power decks.
Little decks for each character.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to come with those. I don't know. Do you think that would be too much added to this game?
Well, I think that's something that was missing. Maybe they could do something else with it similar. Maybe you just start with a set power or something like that. But I think that was King of Tokyo, I think, working towards this, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, like adding a little bit of extra complexity. One other thing I just thought of while we were talking is that the cool thing is that in King of Tokyo, you're either in Tokyo or you're not. Each round you hold it, you get some victory points. In this one, the longer you hold it, it kind of gets better and better and better. Mm-hmm. And there's military units in Manhattan. Yeah. So as you're fighting, and some of the military units either give you victory points, energy, or health when you defeat them. So you can actually sit in Manhattan and be eating jeeps and tanks and stuff and healing where that was not even an option in King of Tokyo. Right. So it makes staying in Manhattan even more possible because it starts out as just a 1-star bonus and then 2, and then you start getting more energy as you go. And it makes it seem like because everyone can do everything, being in Manhattan isn't the only way to get stars. In King of Tokyo, it really was like King of the Hill. You were always dogpiling trying to get in there. In this one, I feel like someone could maybe be in Manhattan, and maybe people won't be fighting them because they're out eating tanks and buildings and stuff like that, and that person's going one route, and other people are going another way. It just seems like there's multiple paths, which is neat.
Yeah. And they added 2 like fixed cards that you always start with in the game. There's a Superstar and Statue of Liberty. If you roll 3 stars, you collect a Superstar card, and from then on, stars are worth victory points for you. And then Statue of Liberty is just a +3 automatic. The flip side to these is they can be stolen away from you. And so that's kind of like calls back to the Halloween expansion from King of Tokyo,
Costumes.
where costumes that gave you cool effects, but could be stolen from you. So that's kind of a neat thing. I don't know. Maybe they won't put in the unique power card decks because there is a lot going on.
Well, and the big monsters are a little bit more off type now. Like in the first one, it was basically like a Godzilla knockoff, a Mechagodzilla knockoff, King Kong knockoff. This one has like an anime dragon guy, a whale, and
a diving suit.
like reverse diving suit type of a thing. T-Rex with a cowboy hat. They have a big monkey in it. They have a big robot that looks like an old 1950s era robot.
Killer brain matches.
So they have stuff, and they went off type a little bit, probably because they just don't want to duplicate what they did before. But it has a little bit different feel to me about it, just like how they designed the characters.
Yeah. So what do you think about the art and component quality as it is and versus King of Tokyo?
I'd say it's pretty comparable. I mean, the basic components, the dice, the energy cubes, the cards, the standees themselves, even the board. This board folds out, it's a little bit bigger. All those are comparable. They're exactly the same. The chits that you use for things are, the nice quality chits. They could have gone to the next level with them and tried to make something with them, but because they're double-sided, I think it works great. I'm very happy with the component quality. I couldn't see them doing much more to improve it, short of actually giving you minis over these stands. That'd be the only thing that I could see them upgrading.
Yeah, the whole graphic design and component construction just feels like, it's right from King of Tokyo. It's the same design idea. So, someone who plays King of Tokyo is going to be able to jump right in, I think. So, solid job.
I agree.
King of New York is a terrific follow-up to King of Tokyo. I give this game a enthusiastic love it. I would not call it a must-buy because I think when you take King of Tokyo or King of New York, one of them is a must-buy. But you could go either way, in my opinion. Great fun. Love it.
So I'm going to give this game a love it, too. I thought it was pretty good. The smashing buildings, I didn't think it was that cool, but when they turned into vehicles, I thought it was really cool. Because I imagined vehicles just shooting at giant monsters, which is really kind of cinematic in a way. And I thought all the new ability cards and the new monster tiles and everything like that was just a really cool addition. I think, this is a really strong love it.
All right, I'm going to go with a like it on this. I like King of Tokyo more. This made it more gamery, but there's other games to me that are more gamery that I like more that fill the same niche. And King of Tokyo does it more as like a fun, friendly, just pass your time game. This added a little bit more to it, which I liked, but it didn't go far enough for me. Like it. All right, so the biggest point of drama is this guy right here, the sheriff. People seem to either love him or hate him. Let me know in the comments below how you feel. Thanks to all these people for helping us out. Don't forget to click on him to subscribe.